R&B diva Terry Ellis of En Vogue is up next. Let's talk. Welcome back over here to Peppie's Point of View. Thank you guys so much. It's me, Peppie. All right, and I am talking about R&B divas. That's right, and we are, you and I. We're talking about R&B diva Terry Ellis of En Vogue. Oh my gosh, that's right. We're talking about her solo debut album, Southern Gal. That's right. Stick around, you guys, because another video is about to come up where I am talking about the diva of all divas to me, A'ngela Winbush. I'm going to talk about her three solo albums, Sharp, The Real Thing, and her self-titled debut album on Elektra Records in 1994. That's right, I'm covering those albums, so stick around. As a matter of fact, hit that subscribe button. You want to stick around. We got some stuff going on over here. But En Vogue, oh my gosh, you guys, if you've been around here, then you already know that I have a plethora of videos about the latest of En Vogue. I am a day one. I am an En Voguer for sure. Oh my gosh, these ladies, I'm here to tell you, it gets no better than En Vogue for me. They are definitely my supremes. I promise you they are. You know, they're my pointer sisters, okay? Now, when it comes to Terry Ellis of En Vogue releasing her debut album, Southern Gal, I have a lot I want to talk about. Now, also I have to let you know that Terry Ellis is my favorite R&B diva in a female group. She's my favorite vocally. Like, to me, I don't care. I don't even want to talk to you when it comes to any other female singer in a group. I don't care what that R&B diva can do and how she can do it. I'm here to tell you, Terry Ellis is my favorite singer, y'all. It's just what it is. Like, I'm here to tell you, Terry Ellis with Who's Loving You, I'm here to tell you she got our attention. When that song came out, she got our attention. And then that Cindy Herring, what she did is she pulled us in. We went like, huh? And then we saw Cindy, we was like, oh, okay. Then we saw the other ones, we was like, oh, okay. You know, that's what happened. You know, it's what it is. They did what they did. Y'all know how I get over here. Let me keep it calm and focused. You know, I get sidetracked real quick. I got my notes and everything. Just bear with me. Just like Jackie McGee, when she was a part of this huge album with Keith Sweat, Make It Last Forever, and that song, Make It Last Forever, it wasn't released, and that song was so huge, you know, for her career. You know, it's like her signature song without it being on her album, and yet all of the expectations of that album is the same thing with her album. It's the same thing when it comes to Terry Ellis and releasing her solo album, and that's any member of any group as is concerned. You know, you got to live up to those expectations when you are part of such a huge group. You know, I mean, they're racking up hits and awards and everything. Like it or not, the expectations are there, and we still want you to deliver. Now, if I recall correctly, I don't know how I came across the album. I think I came across the album regarding my aunt, who I think she's the one who told me that Terry had an album out or a song out, because the single Wherever You Are isn't a part of a soundtrack. I think it's a Wesley Snipes movie. Oh, what's that movie? Oh, Woody Harrelson. Money Train, right? I think it's in Money Train. That single, Wherever You Are, is in Money Train. Anywho, so I was like, oh, okay. And eventually there it is. I see Terry sing song Wherever You Are, the video. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, she has an album out. I kind of knew prior that when the ladies of envogue, Dawn and Terry only showed up to American Music Awards to receive the award for Runaway Love. That's when people in the industry and on DJs on radio stations was pretty much hinting that the ladies of envogue, had split up. And then you see Terry Ellis, show up with a solo album, and it's what it is. So those expectations, I can only imagine what that is like to go in and to do an album and to, release it, and then for it to do what it, to perform as, people expect it to or not expect it to perform. Now, I want to say, now that I am speaking to a lot of people now about music, I'm not just listening to it with just enjoying it and letting people know, hey, this artist sing that song, so on and so forth. Now I have to take in a different approach, and I am actually learning something about myself as I am now intentionally listening to the music now, and now trying to convey my points of view over to a larger group of people or a larger artist or a platform. I'm now more mindful of what was the intent behind the album? What was the intent behind the song? What was the artist or the producer really trying to convey, with these songs? And what dynamics looked like was in favor or not in favor of the artist at the time. And the only thing that I can think of that I'm learning as it relates to record companies now, I just really truly don't believe that I'm about to agree with record companies. I can't believe I'm about to do this. We as fans, I think we probably fit in 3 categories. Or music buyers. We fit into the fan category. Okay. And the fan category, we're just fans. I'm a fan of En Vogue. So whatever they release, I'm hooked that way. I'm a fan. Like, I'm going to purchase it. Okay, when they release an album. That's what I'm going to do. No matter what, no matter if I like it or not, I'm hooked. Then you have the fans who are going to buy the music. That is probably a larger pool of people. So we're going to buy the music. That's who you're trying to, I guess, cater to. Those who are actually going to buy it. It's a product. It's in the marketplace. And these are the people who you are trying to please, because pleasing them, benefits everybody financially, so on and so forth. So those are the group of people who you have to please. And then I look at the other category of fans would be the people who just appreciate music. So if they hear it, no matter who you are, race, color, whatever the case may be, you don't have to be attractive of anything. You don't have to be attractive or anything like that. They just appreciate what you're doing. They understand it, and they're going to buy it. Okay. So each group gets smaller and smaller. And I think that that's what happens with Terry Ellis, is that from a person who's a fan and then someone who's going to buy music, I'm looking at it like I have tunnel vision. So it's more like, now I guess I can see how record companies would say, don't do that song right now because that's going to confuse your audience. And that would be, I would be in that category. And now I will understand it. I would say, well, no, I don't want to confuse, my audience. I know deep down inside, this is something that I want to do now. And if I want to go into a different direction with my music and so on and so forth, if it's going to confuse your audience, then I would like to think at this moment in time, if it's going to confuse them, I don't want to confuse my audience. I don't want to confuse the core audience. And that what looks like happens with an artist such as a Terry Ellis. Like, we are expecting En Vogue. We're not expecting Terry Ellis, the individual singer. And so when I hear a song like Wherever You Are, okay, I like it. I bought the album. But now there's a disconnect, because now I'm looking at her from an En Vogue perspective. And since I am not getting En Vogue, it's like, yeah, I have it, and I move on to the next thing. It's like I'm not even thinking about the album, period. And when you don't have someone who's necessarily pushing the album the way that it should push, because now it's up to the record companies when that happens. Like, do the record companies want to put their time and effort into making sure that we are convinced that you are now an individual diva? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, now that needs to happen. And if that doesn't happen, then, everybody, it's not working for anyone. It's unfortunate. So, I would have to just say Terry Ellis, I would have to say, as a fan, as someone who bought the album, I would have to say, you know what? I guess now I can see how I did not give her the opportunity as someone who is a, fan. I just wasn't taking it seriously. And I can see myself now maturing, as a person who appreciate music, like overall in general, and who understands now probably what an artist is going through doing all those different transitions in their careers. I mean, that is a lot, you guys. So I think we all need to be more understanding of that when we see an artist probably trying to branch out and do something different. I think it's up to us to, if it's nothing, totally, just like off. If they're just trying to create a lane for themselves, then I think it should be okay to go out and support them and get into them, because, it's what it is. I don't know. But anyway, we're doing the commentary on the album, and that's what I want to talk about. So, listening to the album again in its entirety. I would say the album is kind of uneven. It's almost like Terry goes in and out of being in vogue. Then it looks like she's trying to be this what would I want to call those divas in the 70s? Not like a soul sister. Oh, but maybe like a soul sister in the 70s, like Black Power type singer. When you hear songs like Sophisticated Lady and Back Down Memory Lane, when you hearing those kinds of songs, you're wondering like, okay, what are you reaching for over here? Are you trying to do this Natalie Cole type vibe, this hip 70s vibe? Are you trying to do that? And then it's kind of like when you get to a song like Back Down Memory Lane, to me, it seemed like she's very, very comfortable and having a lot of fun. It sounds like everybody a part of that song is having fun with what they're doing, and it is like letting it flow, because Terry obviously is talking about her, being a Southern gal. And one part of the song that I like when she talks about, walking a country mile, I'm from the South as well, so I understand that song so much, and it's pretty much my favorite song on the album, Back Down Memory Lane. Oh my gosh, how I love it so. So it looks like she's going in and out of that. It's almost like she doesn't necessarily find her groove with the album, her own self. I also want to think that I don't think they're throwing songs at her. It don't look like it's that. I think that they have a formula that's working, but I don't think that they're taking the time out to pretty much hash out Terry's individual personality. All right. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that towards the end of the commentary. But let's get into the album. As I said, I got my notes. So as I said, She's a Lady pretty much to me mimics Natalie Cole's Sophisticated Lady. It's a song that definitely works. I think at this moment in time, when I hear the whole album, I think they kind of water it down again. Again, I want to hear those bangers. When I say bangers, I'm talking about the drums. I want to hear the drums. I want to hear the piano. Like, I want to hear bass. Bass. Give me bass. I want the speakers to burst. And then the song It Ain't Over, since I am a diehard envoguer, then of course, the first thing that I think about in my mind is that It Ain't Over Till the Fat Lady Sings, which is a single, which is a song on the Funky Divas album. So I'm like, okay, it ain't over. Okay, how are they trying? Are they really trying to, reach? Not reach for different titles, I was like, okay, In Vogue, It Ain't Over Till the Fat Lady Sings, but it's a great song, I like it. It's definitely a song that is of the era. It's an album that's of the time and era in which it was in. Wherever You Are, I like Wherever You Are. It's a good song, but it's too mellow. It's too slow moving for me. You want to get into it, but it's not like a dramatic song. It's slow, but it's very slow. I'm not going to say it puts you to sleep. I'm not saying that, but it's just so slow that even when you get to that dramatic part of the song, it's more like, okay, you done? All right. That's just what it is, even though it was a top 10 hit, right? I Don't Want to Wait Till Tomorrow is the same kind of song. Again, this album, like I said, it gives me a Natalie Cole meets Minnie Riperton meets like what do you call Foxy Brown? What oh gosh, how am I losing my thought on this? Back in the day, those, I can't think of what I'm trying to say. Black exploitation type films. But anyway, that's the vibe that I get from this album. I do. The concept that I get from this album is definitely somewhere centered around the 70s. Minnie Riperton. No. Then there's a song on there called I Like What Did I Do to You. I like that a lot. It's a great up-tempo song. I like What Did I Do to You. I like the video. I like the concept of the video. It was great. There was a song on there called Slow Dance. I don't remember Slow Dance. It's a song that I just don't remember. I don't mind. It's a nice song. I don't care too much for it. Definitely, you can definitely tell Maxine Jones. She has a certain vibe, a certain flavor that works for her, or that you get out of her. She's definitely like that Oakland, Bay Area sound. When you hear Maxine, she is definitely a Bay Area diva type sound. Like I give you a prime example, like the Dog Pound. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like she look like she does well with that sound. Her voice does. Anyway, moving right along. You Make Me High. It's a decent song. I think overall in general, when it comes to Southern Gal, the album, was it a hit? Was it a miss? I just don't know. I'm not trying to not say anything that I feel is negative about the album. I just don't know with the time, like what really and truly was going on in that particular time in 1995. I don't know why I'm thinking of, what's that diva name? Adina Howard. That's it. Attitude. That's what it is. When it comes to Terry Ellis' solo album, I know what it's missing. It's missing attitude. I think the songs were okay, but you want a certain attitude and a certain personality to kind of show forward. And now that I think about it with Terry Ellis, she doesn't give you much attitude. She doesn't. She's more like, now that I think about it, she's straight lace. She's the diva who's going to perform and be done. It looks like, if she doesn't have to do it, she's not doing it. I don't know. I'm just saying. That's what I get from her. Well, I'm trying to. Yeah, she, I don't know. Something is just missing. But I can't get it because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know, you guys. Let me know. Let me know. I don't want to ramble on this end, because I can, and I know that I can. You now know I can, so we know I can. So let's not do that. But anyway, tell me what you think. I don't know. It's a decent album to have. I think you guys, go ahead on and get it and download it and do everything that you do nowadays when it comes to, music. Is definitely a must-have album. I enjoyed listening to it. Make sure, you go out and buy it. I think the production overall in general is great. I just wish there were more hits on it, and you just really and truly don't know, you know, if a song is going to be a hit or not. You just never really know. Anyway, if you stuck around to this part of my commentary, then again, I think it's appropriate to say, hey, hit the subscribe button, hang out with me. I'm about to go over here and talk about my favorite diva. All right, A'ngela Winbush. All right. So, having said that, keep putting your behind where your heart desires to be. And whenever I leave my mother's presence, she says to me, baby, I love you, but God loves you best. All right, you guys, you know what I'm about to say. Love yourself and love others. All right. And on that note, I'm looking forward to seeing you next video. And until then, go ahead on and make sure you take care of yourselves out there now. All right.